Okay, here are the speeches and the critiques for 80N, class section 80N, and I'm looking for a couple of pieces of paper here before we do this, but let's deal with Rondo first. Rondo, I have no speech from you, and with respect to your practice video, the audio sounded as though it was synthesized. It was terrible audio. It was hard to understand your audio. There were dark pictures. It's the wrong shot composition, and you were shooting up into your face. So no speech, and you have several problems with your practice video you want to take care of. And then the next one is EJIED, EJIED, and the shot of you was too close. It's not this shot that you're looking at right now, and there was a fair amount of room noise in your practice video. Now let's talk about your self-evaluation speech. Number one, nice conversational style. Great. There were only 5 people in your audience, and let's see what else. You look down too long before coming back up to the audience when you look at your outline. So when you look down like this and you're still talking and talking and talking and talking, and then you come back up, that's not what your outline is supposed to help you to do. You're supposed to look down, see the next 3 things or whatever you're going to be talking about next, and then you go into it. My particular preference in when you're actually speaking is bullet points, like 3 or 4 words that remind you of what you're supposed to say next. Do not ever memorize the speech for this class, and don't ever try to give the speech exactly the same way you gave it last time. We don't do that in conversation. I don't expect it in this class. All right, what else? Let's see, the audience, watch your uhs and your ums. You need full volume on your speech. It's kind of hard to hear you. There's too much ambient room noise. Stand still. You kind of bounce a little bit when you talk. Don't talk while looking down. We've already talked about that. And it was a weak ending because you were looking down, and then you ended down here and you came out and said thank you. Well, a couple points. You don't need to say thank you when you give a speech. Please. Their audience is there. Finish your speech. Finish strong. If you'll notice, one of the things that is on the critique sheet is prepare the audience for the ending and vivid ending. You didn't do well on either of those. You want to make sure that you're doing well. Your articulation's pretty good. The assignment, of course, was submitted on time. Your outlines are okay. And also your main points, your organization, your outline format, and your language were all real good. So work on those things and make them better next time. Okay, next up is Ninja. Ninja, your practice video, you were sitting. Never, ever sit in this class unless you have an ADA reason on file. That means I have a copy of it. You get that from your local campus person who deals with that. Their name is in your class syllabus for the Bloomington campus. I need that in writing. If I do not have it in writing, you will never be allowed to sit down. It'll cost you grade-wise in this class. You didn't have this shot that I'm looking at right now. You're looking down at the camera. That means the camera is shooting up. That is not allowed. The video is too dark. There were too many shadows on your face. The ambient room noise was kind of distracting. And don't run away after your last word when you finish your speech. You shouldn't be giving the last words and disappearing at the same time. What you want to do is give your speech, finish the speech, wait 1, 2, and then if you have to leave, leave. But do not leave while you're still talking. All right, let's talk about your self-introduction speech. You were too fast on showing the audience. There's no way I could determine who that audience was. Also, they need to say their name and give me an idea of age. Again, you only had 5 people in your audience. Don't start till the camera quits moving. Don't start speaking until the camera quits moving. If the camera is coming back from having seen the last audience member, don't you start. Again, same as at the end. Wait a moment or two and then start. All right, it's very hard to hear you with the ambient room noise. There are several places in your speech where I can't hear what you are saying. You have too many ands, vocalized pauses, uhs, and ums. You have a very nice appearance in terms of the way you're dressed. You have great facial expression. There's only one outline, not quite in the format. There's no preparation outline. The type is too small and it's single spaced. And watch the bouncing when you're moving in your speech. All right, next up is maturity. Your critique speech. You had way too much headroom. You had distracting background. There was too much noise at your location. Your reading, your eye contact is bad. Control what's in your picture. Make sure that I'm not seeing things that are going to distract. And also your eyes are drifting all over the place. Look at the camera. All right. And I don't have a speech critique. Does that mean that you did not do the speech? Let me check here real fast and see. If not, then we have a whole nother problem here. No, you did the speech. I have no idea where the critique is then. I will find that. Wait a second. Nope, it's not here. I will, here we go. Boy, get yourself organized, Klein. This is embarrassing. Okay, now here's your speech critique. Stand still. Don't move, don't bounce, those kinds of things. Don't start looking down. Don't start your speech. Hello, today I want to talk to you about the joys of. Don't start looking down. Get what you're going to say, then look up, then start, okay? You are reading too much. Watch your hands flapping about when you're doing stuff. You only had 5 in your audience. You have lots of ahs and ums and vocalized pauses. You have the wrong shot. There's too much headroom. You have a minor tisk, and that is when you are talking, there is a tendency for your mouth to make a noise, something like that, and as annoying as I've just been, you can understand why it is annoying. Mostly a female problem, but men do it too, so be careful and work on that. Don't thank your audience. Leave them when you finish, though. Just don't thank them. Lots of ambient room noise. There was only one outline, and it was a transcript, not an outline, so make sure you take care of that. Next up is glitter. Glitter, your practice speech. You have a bad bass hum in your audio. You have the wrong shot composition. Watch what you do with your hands. Don't move them around too much. And you're in COMM 101 80N, and the semester is 121. Apparently, you didn't have that right, so make sure you know what class you're in. All right, in your self-introduction speech, stand still. None of this, okay? You have a very loud room noise. Tripod is not level. That means that you're kind of, if you look, if there's a line in the background, that line ought to be horizontal. It shouldn't be going up or down. Make sure that you're aware of that. Watch your eyes roving. It could be you're talking to your audience, but I've already covered that in the kind of informational, generic information thing that you're supposed to have already looked at. Talk to me, talk to the camera. Let your audience pick up by that. Do not move your eyes around. I don't know if you're doing what you're supposed to do. You have the wrong camera shot. One of the things that you do is, not you necessarily, but you don't want to do when you're talking, is don't scratch, those kinds of things. I've already done it a couple of times here, but only if it's an emergency, etc., etc. All right, only show your audience at the start. Keep the speech outline in your hands. Whatever you're using to speak from, have it in your hands. If you have nothing in your hands, I have no idea why we have you do a speech outline or a preparation outline if you're not using it. All right, and you lost all energy at the end of your speech. Finish strong. All right, next is Shannon Floyd. You have a need to turn off your TV in the background. It should not be on, and you don't want to do that. And let me see here. I think, all right, never mind. Shannon's not even in the class. So, that's it. Those are the critique points. Please watch the critiques all the way through, every time I send them out, even after I talk about you, because something I say to someone else could keep you from making a same error, a similar error, prevent something from happening. Make sure you pay attention to that. The other thing is, make sure you look at the generic information that I sent out, because that's going to be crucial. Make sure the next speech does not have anything wrong that I've talked about on this speech, because that's the worst thing you can do in this class, is not learn from these critiques. Okay, that's it. We'll talk to you next time.